welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So, episode 9 of Free Dive to the Future. There's a lot I want to talk about, but first let's start off with Albert. This is our new character that we got introduced in this episode, and he was also in the opening, the mystery blonde boy. So we finally get to meet him. He is from Sweden. And he is very, very built and very, very beautiful. And I'm not complaining. Holy crap though. Throughout this whole episode, they kept mentioning him and just like hyping up how great he was and how amazing he was and how he was like breaking records for, what was it? I think it was freestyle. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then on top of that, I saw on Twitter that Haru lost against him because they were doing like this whole race or whatever, and I was just like, it's not a big deal, it's probably just like by a little bit. No, I was wrong. Haru lost by a whole big chunk. I was actually really surprised and shocked to see just how far Haru was, and it's clear as day just how big of a difference there is between Albert and Haru. And it's crazy, and I'm very excited to see like what the heck is going to happen next between these two, and I want to know what are going to be the next steps that Haru is going to take to improve himself and get faster, because if we remember from last time, Ryuji did say that Haru is only at 70%, so maybe now we're gonna get to see Haru like improving and stuff, and I don't know, but I'm so excited, and I really can't wait to see like what is Haru gonna do now. Like, what is he thinking? Like, there's just so many questions going through my head. Like, honestly, like, how is he feeling? What is he thinking? What does he want to do now? Like, what's the next step? Like, I want to know. And Albert, oh my Jesus, Albert is like pretty much going to be the new rival, and like, I feel like they're definitely going to make a season 4, especially like, why introduce Albert now of all times if you're not gonna like continue on the series, you know what I mean? So it does give me hope for a season 4. So yeah, because just like, why would you introduce Albert and like show us like this big of a difference between him and Haru like now, when there's only like what, 2 episodes left? Anyway, also another thing I wanted to talk about with this episode with Albert and Haru, I thought it was kind of weird how the whole like language thing, you know, we have Albert talking English like perfectly, and here we have Haru talking Japanese. So I'm like wondering, I was wondering the whole time, was like, does Haru understand him a little bit, or is he just kind of guessing by like what what Albert's doing, by like with like body language and stuff like that, because when Haru sees Albert like struggling to like figure out how to buy food, Haru's like, oh, okay, like this is how you do it, and he kind of like shows him. So I'm assuming that Haru kind of has an idea of like what he's trying to do, so maybe that's why he helped him or was able to help him. I don't know, but like the whole language barrier there, I was just like, okay, like it's either that or Haru does understand him just a little bit, but I don't know. It was pretty interesting to see though, but overall that was honestly really interesting to see. I really love this interaction with Haru and Albert. Besides, like, I guess again, the whole language barrier, I thought it was really nice. Yeah, so that's all I really want to discuss about with Haru and Albert for now. Moving on to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is the Mikoshi sister. So a lot of people that I follow on Twitter, someone mentioned that, like, oh my god, is this the Mikoshi sister that we've been hearing about so much? And I was just like, oh yeah, that's right, they did mention that they have a sister. And I think they mentioned this in one of the drama CDs. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really totally sure anymore, because it's been a while since I like read the drama CDs. And yes, I said read because I read the translations on Tumblr. I definitely feel like I remember the Mikoshi brothers mentioning that they do have another sibling, either that or it was like in a character profile or something like that. I really can't remember, but I do remember them mentioning that they do have a younger sister. So when someone mentioned that on Twitter, when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, and then I started seeing the similarities, like the way that they looked and everything based on the last week's preview, and I was just like, you know what? It really could be the Mikoshiba sister. And lo and behold, it is. And oh, I love her. She is like a mixture between Momo and then the older Mikoshima brother, and it's so cute. And I love how Haru like pictures like the three of them together, like what it is, and I can just imagine it's like madness, and I love it. I love this Mikoshima sister. She's awesome, and like she's awesome. But like, what else can I say? Like, she's adorable, and she's a mixture of these two brothers, and like just in a girl. On top of that, this girl swims and she's interested in Haru, and she's just like, you know, like, I want to race against you, like I admire you and blah blah blah. Like, it was so refreshing to see a female in Free that swims, and you know, like, I don't know, like, it's just, I feel like it was just really refreshing in the series with the full like of all these boys that we're always surrounded by and that we all know and love. So it was really interesting to see this Mikoshiba sister in this episode, and I want to see more of her. I love her, and I just love how excited she gets with Haru. It definitely reminded me of Momotaro when he sees Go. That's basically her reaction, what her reaction was with Haru, and I loved it, and she's so adorable. Also, I really would like to see her race against Haru, because like when she was telling Haru, she's like, hey, would you race against me? I was just like, yes, like do it. I would love to see that. But of course the older Mikoshiba steps in, he's like, nah, you're gonna race me. And I was just like a little disappointed. I would love to see that in the future. Like, I'm so down for that. So hopefully Keanu does that in the near future, but we'll see what happens. Also, I want to talk about just a little bit of the, like at the very beginning of the episode, how Ikuya and Hyuri are hanging out finally with everybody together. Well, with the exception Haru, because Haru was at the training camp. So yeah, I was really happy to see all these boys just finally hanging out and having a good time. Like, it felt so like natural. Like, this is what I've been wanting since episode 1, like having them all just hang out and like have a good time. Like, what else can I say? And I loved it. And also I loved seeing Ikuya with the baby. It was so stinking adorable, and him saying how he always wanted a little brother. I was just like, oh. And then also Akane, Asahi's older sister, she's like, if you want a little brother, go ahead and take Asahi. And I loved Ikuya's reaction to that. It was hilarious. I love that so much. Also, I really do enjoy Hyori's interaction with the other boys. Like, it feels just, it's awesome. Yeah, like, this is what I've been wanting since the first episode, and we finally have it, you know. I mean, 8 episodes later, but I mean, we finally got it. Anyway, besides that cute little interaction, another thing I do want to mention is Rin. We get to see him in this episode. He's back in Japan. He goes back to Iwatobi and visits Samazuka, and he also visits his family, which was really cute and adorable. And also Steve still does not like Rin. What's new? But it was really nice to see him back with his family. It was really cute to see like the whole Matsuka family together. And also for him to pay a visit to Samazuka. And also, who would have thought that Mihail would be Nitori's uncle? I was like, Rin's reaction was the same reaction I had. I was like, what the heck? Like, what? I thought that was like so funny, and also I was really shocked that I didn't even know how to react to it. Like, honestly, my reaction was the same as Ren's reaction when he found that out too. Like, who would have thought? That was wow. Oh, and speaking of Mihail, he does warn Rin about Albert, and he tells him pretty much to like, don't get involved with him because pretty much you'll be shaken up by him. And after seeing him race pretty much against Haru, or like, yeah, I guess race against Haru, I can see why Mikhail warned Rin about him. Like, I can see that now. Holy crap, man. Like, I'm still pretty shook about Albert, honestly. Like, I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about this episode. Oh, we do get to see Iwatobi for a little bit in this episode as well. And Nagisa and Rei both talk about how this is their last year, and yeah, and how they want to go to nationals. But Rei, he seems like he wants to keep aiming higher. He's looking further ahead into the future, and he's like wondering, you know, where am I gonna be this time around next year? And I'm like, I wonder too, Rei. Like, I'm really excited to see where Rei is going to go from here on out. Like, I'm really excited. It looks like I mean, it's pretty obvious that he wants to pursue swimming still, so I'm really excited. And like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm excited, and I am excited to see like where Rei is going to be at next. Like, like, it's so exciting. But anyway, I think that is pretty much all I really wanted to talk about for this week's episode of Free Dive to the Future. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on about this week's episode. I know I tend to talk way too much when it comes to Free, and I'm really sorry. I always try to make these as short as possible, but I always fail, and I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys aren't bored with me yet. I'm really sorry though. Anyway, as I said before, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!